Welcome back. You're listening to Get Real, and I'm your host, Bob Gallagher. I'm joined in studio today by co-host Jamie Tower. Welcome to the show, Jamie.
Thank you.
And a special guest joining us in studio today, Jorge Sariego. Did I get that right?
You got that right.
How
Thank
about
you,
that?
Bob.
Boston One Realty Group in Beacon Hill and Hyde Park. And George has come in today to kind of share his background on real estate and what's going on with the market. Why don't we talk really quickly about areas you cover, George?
So normally we all covered the Metro Boston area, Metro West also, and we're starting to look into going down to the Cape.
Really?
Yes.
So basically Eastern Massachusetts.
Correct. So we're mostly looking an hour radius from our main office in Beacon Hill.
Nice.
So
with or without traffic, because that changes a little.
probably
without
traffic.
Yeah. I would imagine with traffic you wouldn't get 5 miles outside the city.
Yeah, not at all. It takes me 20 minutes from 4 miles away from my house.
Yeah, that's rough. I remember those days when I lived on the North Shore. But if you need to get into Boston, it's probably a lot nicer than the rest of us who would probably take an hour and a half to 2 hours to get in. So let's talk about how you got started in real estate, George.
So I started construction back in 2005 with my father. And 10 years later, I decided time to change career.
Yeah.
I'm still in construction.
Yeah.
Mostly part-time.
Yeah.
But I'm a full-time real estate broker.
Yes.
It's one of the best investment I ever did.
Right. And you're the principal of the brokerage, right?
Correct. I am the principal of the brokerage.
Excellent.
And we have 3 agents under me.
Excellent.
And they're just as hardworking as I am.
Excellent. Yeah, you got a good group of people out there. Talking a little bit about your construction background, you know, there's a lot of people that we see. It seems like everybody would love to get new construction, but it's awfully tough, you know, to come by these days.
It is tough. It's tough, and builders want top dollars for new construction nowadays.
Yeah, you're paying over market if you want new construction. You're paying a premium.
Definitely.
Yeah, and if, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are looking at, you know, older, less up-to-date houses, especially first-time buyers, when you're going inside, well, I used to say inside 128, but it seems like even west of 495, it's pretty much the same thing.
It's pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, whatever you're getting as a first-time buyer is not in great shape.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah.
You could buy a house, you have to put at least a new kitchen, bathroom, mandatory.
Right.
A nice fresh coat of paint.
Right. And we do specialize here at Ross Mortgage. We do a lot of renovation loans. So if you're looking to buy a house that is probably going to need some work, it's really good to get into a renovation loan. But the issue becomes trying to find a reliable contractor. I mean, because they're also busy. It's hard to get anybody to show up these days.
That is very true. We, for example, my father still manages the construction side of the business, and we are probably a month away for our next client.
Wow.
And there's people that actually wait that time just because it's hard to get contractors.
Yeah.
And not only it's hard, it's just somebody reliable.
Right.
Is going to show up.
Yeah.
At 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Every single day.
And if you get a contractor that says they can show up tomorrow on your job, maybe you want to keep looking, right?
Correct. Correct. That's definitely a red flag.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, pretty much everybody you talk to is booked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But going back to your contracting background, why it's so helpful to have you as an agent, because I've worked with you for a while now too, and I've seen it. You know, you can go in and kind of tell people, you know, realistic numbers when they're looking at the out-of-date house and they're thinking, new kitchen, what does that cost? $3,000?
Correct.
You know, having somebody like you there to point out that you probably couldn't do countertops for $3,000.
So that's exactly what I do with my clients. I bring them to down to earth and be like, yeah, your budget's $10,000. It should be actually $25,000.
Right.
Because the kitchen normally goes between $20,000 to $30,000.
Right. I mean,
that's a 10 by 10.
Right. Yeah, because everybody wants the nice cabinets, the nice hardware, granite counters.
Well, quartz.
Quartz now, yeah.
Quartz is the thing now. It's not so much granite.
Is quartz more or less expensive than?
It's more expensive than granite.
Was it always?
Yeah. But now it's just the maintenance. You don't have to seal it every 6 months. It's maintenance free.
Yes, I've lived in my house for 5.5 years, and I've sealed mine 0 times. Jamie, how about you?
I have never sealed my granite.
And my last house, 9 years.
Yeah, I was going to say 10 years in this house, and I've never sealed it.
Yeah, I probably should do that. I know I bought the stuff to do it once, but I did not do it.
Yeah, easy. Just paint thinner. Paint thinner, and you're fine.
That's what it is?
That's all you really need.
To put on the counters?
Yep. That's your sealer.
I didn't know that. It actually forms like a seal?
That's a seal for granite. believe it or
Wow.
not.
But then what happens if food falls on it? Do you really want to eat it?
Well, you have to let it dry for at least an hour.
Oh, all right. Oh, just an hour? That's not that bad. Well, maybe I'll do it this summer. Probably not. Almost certainly not going to happen.
I'm never going to do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's always eco-friendly products too, but normally, back in the fabrication, it is paint thinner.
I had no idea. Like, I assumed it was like what they put on floors, but evidently not.
No, that's polyurethane.
Yeah.
You definitely do not want that.
No, I didn't. That's one of the reasons I didn't do it. I just assumed it was some product like that. I didn't know that paint thinner could actually act as the sealant. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's good to know. See, you learn something new every time you tune in to Get Real.
You do.
So going back to real estate, what kind of buyers and sellers do you work with? Well, first of all, do you work with both buyers and sellers?
I work with from first-time homeowners who are trying to become homeowners.
Yep.
Experienced investors and sellers too. Sellers is my priority. I'm more of a seller's agent.
Yeah.
And my agents, they're working in the office. I tend to always give them my leads for the buyers.
Right.
When I'm just too occupied.
Excellent. And going back to what's going on in Boston, I mean, we always hear the same thing here on the show, that inventory is a problem. I'm imagining that it's probably worse for you guys in the city.
It is. It is. It's pretty low. Right now, we have around like 76 houses as a single family in Boston that's available. And sellers are just not selling anytime soon.
Yeah.
They're waiting for the specific spring market, which serious buyers are looking in the winter.
Yeah, serious buyers have been looking since last year, really, a lot of them.
That's correct.
So what do you kind of get a sense of? You must talk to people all the time that are thinking about selling. Do you get a sense of what it is that's holding them back from pulling the trigger?
It's timing.
Yeah.
That's timing. For example, yesterday I had an appointment over at Jamaica Plain. 3-family, he wants around $1.5 million for it, and he's just waiting for the perfect time.
Yeah.
And I told him, what is the perfect time?
Yeah, there isn't one really, right?
And he couldn't answer the question, what's his perfect time? And I'm like, if you really want to sell, you have to sell now. I recommend you to list now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, unless you could go back in time and list a month and a half ago, which would have been good too,
It would
right?
have been better. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess what I don't get with a lot of people is they don't realize that, you wait till the spring when everybody else lists, you just have more competition, right?
You have more competition, and you get a lot of overbids.
Right.
Everybody's overbidding asking price.
Right. And then you probably have an issue when it comes time to get the house appraised.
Correct.
And it's kind of nuts. How do you prep your buyers? Or how does your team prep buyers?
So we normally give them, obviously we bring them to Ross Mortgage for pre-approvals.
Excellent. We appreciate that.
And then we just basically sit down one-on-one with them, tell them the process from start to beginning. And we basically we hold their hand throughout the whole process.
Nice. Do you kind of go through with them what they're likely to experience? Because it seems like people that are making their first offer still think you can go in there and offer 10% under asking and get the house.
Yes. For example, yesterday I was in the office for 3 hours with first-time home buyers, and I was literally sitting down with them and telling them this is a process. 1, get pre-approved. 2, start looking at properties. Expect a wait time between 3 to 6 months before you find the right property that you're looking for.
Right.
Because it's normally taking that long.
And how many houses do people typically have to make offers on before they get one?
6 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's what I've experienced for the past 6 months. 6 out of 10.
Wow. So it's not going to be buying the first house you fall in love with.
At least for me, it's not happening.
Yeah. And, I don't want to pin you down to any kind of exact statistic, but I'm guessing that the people that are getting houses, it's later in that 6 to 10 range and most likely over asking price.
Correct.
Guessing,
that is correct.
It seems like everybody that makes an offer, like the first couple, it takes them at least a few before they realize you're not getting a discount on the property. And then when you go in at asking, you're also not getting the property.
That is correct. But then again, you could be lucky, like our last client, as you know, you did the loan for her.
Yes.
Asking price was
way high
from what she bought.
Yeah, she got like basically 25% under market, right?
Correct.
Although we should probably mention that house was also on the market for a bit.
Yeah, almost a year.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a good bet that there was a little extra fudge factor on the list price, but still to get the discount she got. I mean, she was thrilled with the work you guys did.
Oh,
for her.
Of course.
Yeah,
she was ecstatic.
Well, who wouldn't be? I mean, you get 20% off in this market. That's a hell of a deal.
And appraised much higher than what she bought it for.
It did, yeah. She struck it right there. But we probably should also mention that's that's kind of the exception that proves the rule. It's not necessarily what you're going to run into.
That is correct.
It just from what we see, sort of on an anecdotal basis, is that, most, not all, but most houses that go under agreement are going under agreement over asking.
Oh, yeah, above asking, for sure.
And obviously it's not usually, you're not seeing 50, 70, 80,000 over asking, as you work your way west. But, even in Central Mass, you're not going in at asking price and getting the house. It just isn't happening.
Yeah, it's not
you're competing with 10 to 30 other people that want the house too.
Yeah, we had a listing here in Milford, and list price was $250,000, sold for $265,000.
Yeah.
And I was completely shocked about it.
Yeah.
Because I honestly thought it was going to go for like $240,000.
Yeah, and it didn't happen. Yeah, even when it seems like the house should be discounted a bit.
Correct.
There's just so many people that want the house, and then you have the people that have made 5, 6, 7, 10 offers and haven't gotten the house, so they get to the point where they're like, okay, I'm just going to give you all the money I possibly can, and if I don't get the house, at least I don't have to feel bad about it, because you literally were taking it all.
That is true. That is very true.
Yeah, and there's a lot of those people out there. I mean, it can be daunting.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's extremely stressful for a first-time home buyer.
Yes.
Very stressful, and they get disappointed pretty quick.
Which is why you need a team of experienced agents on your side. Because if you go in there with somebody that's only done this 1 or 2 times, that doesn't do it full time and isn't necessarily available when you need them, you can miss out on a lot of houses.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And they just sometimes be like, enough, I'm done.
Yeah.
I keep renting.
Yeah.
I'd rather rent.
Yeah. Until the next year comes and your rent goes up again.
Exactly.
It's also good to set expectations ahead of time as to what you're going to expect as a first-time home buyer.
Yes, absolutely. And then what about rents inside the city? I mean,
rents is a different totally market.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. You're
crazy
looking for
high.
Inside the city, your studio for $2,000.
A studio for $2,000.
And that's on the lower end.
Ugh.
If you're looking sitting like in the South End, Back Bay, you're probably looking around $2,400 for a studio.
They're building. I read about something. I think last year, micro lofts or something like that.
I believe they got approved for micro loft over the North End.
And that's like literally one of those houses where it's basically a bedroom and a room big enough to have a bed and a stove in, right?
Correct.
I mean,
you're looking around like 400 square feet or less.
Which is, that's small in a studio.
Correct.
Yeah, I think some of them. I thought I saw something about one maybe going in the Seaport that was going to be like 225 square feet a unit.
Yeah, I
don't even know how you had a bathroom and a bed in there.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. That's definitely something to see when it's completed.
Yeah, see from a distance. I wouldn't necessarily want to live in that.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, although I guess if you're a young kid coming out of college and you need to live in the city,
that makes sense.
Then you don't really. I mean, you're probably not getting anything much smaller than what you had as a student in a dormitory.
That is very true.
Yeah. But still, usually when you get out of the dormitory, you think you're going to actually have a teeny bit of space. I'm not sure the micro loft is for me.
Yeah, not for me either.
Less to maintain.
That's true. It is much less to maintain. Although when I was getting out of college, maintenance wasn't my main concern.
Right.
Although if you're living in 200 square feet, I guess you're going to have to keep it clean.
Yeah, you have no choice, I believe.
Yeah. So we also want to talk about a project that you have coming up, condos in Dorchester. What is it, 5 of them?
There's 5 brand new condos it should be wrapping up in the next 45 days.
Yeah. So sometime in April?
Yeah, I want to say mid-April to end April.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been to the building a couple of times with you. It's the guy that's developing it has done a heck of a job.
It's totally amazing.
Yeah.
For what it used to be a 2-family converted to 5 units, it's
he barely kept any of the original building, right? I mean, he added a whole nother floor and
he added another floor and with the roof decks. So you got 2 roof decks, one for the 5th unit and one for the 4th unit.
And some of the units even have garage parking under, right?
4 out of the 5 have 1-car garage.
Yeah. Not real typical for living inside the city.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And can you share with us what the price points might be?
We're starting at $499.
Yep.
And that's going to be for unit number 1, which is a 2-bedroom, just shy over 1,000 square feet.
Right.
2-bedroom, 2 full bath, open concept.
Wow.
That's exactly what everybody wants. Open concept.
Yeah, being that close to the city for under $500,000, that's...
And you have the commuter 7-minute walk, literally 7 minutes. or less.
So that's a prime location, right?
It is a prime location.
Yeah.
It's a little hidden gem in Dorchester.
Yeah.
That's being developed.
So if you're listening right now and you think you might want to live in a beautiful new condo, which I would even go so far as to say they're borderline like luxury units. I mean, they're nice
definitely
units.
on the luxury end.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing stainless steel appliances, quartz countertop, white and gray cabinets. Everything that everybody wants nowadays.
Yeah. So top shelf on everything.
Correct.
Yeah. So if you're interested, you think you might want to take a look at these places, or even better, put a bid on one, you want to reach out to Jorge Sariego at 617-704-0921. I'm going to give you that number one more time, 617-704-0921. Again, these condos are in Dorchester. I know we don't want to give the address or anything yet, but a prime location, 7-minute walk
to the commuter
rail.
And probably a 15-minute walk to the Phil's Corner train station, which
Excellent.
is the red line.
Oh, excellent. So you can't beat it. And how many new construction properties do you think there are in Dorchester and the surrounding areas? I mean, it can't be a ton.
Yeah, there's probably a good handful or so.
But they go quick when they're done,
they
right?
go quick and for a much higher price.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you want to get in now and give George a call. One more thing we could talk about, too. We're just about out of time, but I wanted to talk about, pricing strategies on the seller side when you're listing for customers. Can you kind of give us a little background on what your pricing strategy? I know some people, like sellers, typically want the highest listing number they can possibly get.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that a lot of times you can just price people out, and people don't even take a second look at you because of the number.
That is very true. So what I normally do, I do my own BPO for opinion of price.
Oh, do we go out there? There, we're back now.
Okay, sorry about
That's
that.
okay. It wasn't your fault. Equipment malfunction.
So I give them the best price I can, and then I always tell them, we have to be realistic. If you want a property to sell, you're looking for $700,000, and all the surrounding houses have sold for $650,000. Let's be right in between $600 and $650, $625.
Yeah.
90% of the time they don't agree with me, and I don't get the listing.
Yeah.
But when it's on the market, setting for over 45 days,
Yeah.
they call me back. Yeah, you were right. Let's actually go with your opinion. Can you list a price for me?
Yeah. And then you actually get a lot of people interested, I would imagine. And
we do get more. We definitely get more activity than the previous broker does.
Right.
And not only that, we actually tell them what to do on the property, like sprucing up, a little fresh coat of paint.
Right. Yeah. The worst thing you could do is put too high of a number on the property. Nobody even looks at it.
Correct. Make a nice interior design, like clean it out.
Yeah.
Take all the bulkiness that you have in the attic.
Yeah.
Clear it out.
Yeah. So you're paying for the advice. You need to listen to it is really what I tell people, whether you're buying or selling.
Yeah, that goes both ways.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I'm going to give out your contact info one more time. It's Jorge Sariego, Boston One Realty Group in Beacon Hill and Hyde Park. Best number to reach George is 617-704-0921. Again, it's 617-704-0921. I want to thank you for joining us today, George.
Thank you very much, Bob.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more Get Real after this.